May the force be with you, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. I'm here with my son and Akram to review episode 4 of The Mandalorian season 3. What an amazing episode again. Akram, what were your thoughts on it?
Oh, I love this episode. My goodness. I always say one of my favorite episodes. This time, this was my favorite episode, all right? This episode had everything. It was 25 minutes short, unfortunately, but it didn't feel like that. It actually felt quite long at some points, but it wasn't overextending its pacing at all. I think it was well-paced. The whole thing, and character growth, and we get to see more of Grogu and some flashbacks that we'll talk about in a review discussion. But let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, great character building for Bo-Katan in this episode. I won't give too much away, but yeah, I think she's really getting closer to this Mando covert. She's kind of finding a family for herself and her place in the galaxy. Djarin didn't have too much in this episode. I was actually surprised, but I think now I feel like his quest is kind of like done now, and he's just kind of like, because he fulfilled everything he wanted to do. He gave Grogu to the Jedi, and look how that turned out, and then he bathed in the mind of Mandalore. So now he's just kind of like, I don't know, retiring or whatever. But this was definitely like a Bo-Katan and Grogu-centric episode. But yeah, we see bits of Grogu's past as well. Those were great flashback scenes. We'll probably get more into those in the spoiler review. And yeah, just more of the Mandalorians. I thought it was cool, like seeing them and kind of like their traditions.
Yeah, they were really nice, actually. They were really welcoming. I was pleased to see that, too, because one would think, okay, this cult, whatever, and they're going to be really aggressive. In the past, we kind of seen that, but this time it was very nice. It felt like a really nice tribe, and they stick up for each other, and they really try to help each other to better their performances in certain aspects. So that was really cool to see. And we also get a little bit of Paz Vizsla. That was cool. We get more of him. I think he's kind of going through some character growth as well, and to some extent. And I think that was pretty sweet. Bo-Katan, always a delight to see. In our review discussion, we talked about how her character might change. And so we're slowly seeing that. And I know you have a lot of thoughts about that we're going to reveal in the review discussion after this. But what else are some of the thoughts you have?
We also get some cool creatures in this episode. Not too much planetary exploration. They're still kind of on this planet that they founded. But I think overall, I mean, it was a short episode, but it felt impactful in the way that it kind of like had like this camaraderie or like fraternity between everybody. Like everybody's becoming closer now. I like when there's this kind of like alliance between characters and not everybody's like fighting all the time. So I thought that was great. But yeah, it makes me wonder what we'll see, because we only have a few episodes left for season 3, and it's been like a kind of up and down journey so far. It hasn't been like a really consistent thing like the first 2 seasons, but it's still interesting nonetheless. And I think this season has been great for the world building of Star Wars.
Yeah, we say a lot that certain episodes are filler. Again, it's great to see a show that has filler that still means a lot. And it's definitely different from the other seasons. At least this episode, again, it gives the spotlight to other characters and, of course, Grogu. And that's really cool to show that much respect to these characters. Time will tell how the next episode, I think the next episode for sure will lead up into Bo-Katan's psyche a little bit more. That's how it seems, at least with this episode. We're always seeing her pander off into a certain spot in the camera. It's like, okay, they're going to do something with this. But what are your final thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I mean, some people were criticizing it because it felt too much like filler. But honestly, I think I just want to reassure fans. I think it's building up to something more. I think you just got to let it breathe. Every episode, like I said, it builds up to something greater, especially in Star Wars. Even Boba Fett, you could say like some of the minor episodes were kind of important too. So just give it time. I'm sure it'll come to like a great finale for this season. But yeah, if I had to rate this episode, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. How would you rate it?
I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was fun throughout, and I think that's one of the most important elements of this show. It has to be, and it has to mean something, in the details at least, if that makes sense to you guys. Yeah. So everybody, that is our review for episode 4, right? Episode 4 of The Mandalorian. Now, if you guys like this video, please remember to like and share to your friends. It'll greatly help us out. And check out our other reviews and check out our review discussion after this video post. But Dylan, as always, take us away with Grogu.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Check out our spoiler discussion right after this. Check out our other reviews as well. and our other playlists. We're still covering Mandalorian. We just wrapped up The Last of Us, but we have another HBO show coming out pretty soon that Akram and I will love to cover, Succession, Season 4. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and until then, this is the way.
This is the way. See you guys.